May the peace, love and hope of God be with us all. Hello and welcome to this reflection, to this time together, gathering wherever we are, however we're doing, gathered by God, gathered looking to meet God, to meet the risen Jesus perhaps in this Easter season. And we're in very uncertain times of uncertainty in the world with so much that's going on. And times of uncertainty in the church, knowing what shape church life might take in the future. And today we're going to spend time with Jesus and some of his disciples as they tried to find ways to cope with the uncertainty they were feeling after Jesus' death and resurrection and some sightings of the risen Jesus. We find some of Jesus' friends struggling to work out what their new normal might be. Let's hear from John chapter 21. And thanks to Christine for reading as we work through some of this story for ourselves.
After this, Jesus appeared once more to his disciples at Lake Tiberias. This is how it happened. Simon Peter, Thomas, called the twin, Nathanael, the one from Cana in Galilee, the sons of Zebedee, and 2 other disciples of Jesus were all together. Simon Peter said to the others, "I am going fishing." "We will come with you," they told him. So they went out in a boat, but all that night they did not catch a thing.
At times of uncertainty, we tend to look for security in things we know, things that feel more certain, less confused. What would it be like to get back to normal? And often that's thinking about what worked before. And for Simon Peter and some of Jesus' other disciples, that meant, I'm going fishing. Let's get back to normal, or something like a normal. And what is that for us? What might that look like for us? What is it that we might be longing to get back to help us feel more secure, more certain, more safe? What's the normal we might want to rediscover? And that might be in travel or visits, it might be in singing or hugs. It may be getting back to how we think life should be or was recently or further back in our home lives or perhaps in church life too.
As the sun was rising, Jesus stood at the water's edge, but the disciples did not know that it was Jesus. Then he asked them, "Young men, haven't you caught anything?" "Not a thing," they answered. He said to them, "Throw your net out on the right side of the boat, and you will catch some." So they threw the net out and could not pull it back in, because they had caught so many fish.
The poor disciples, they've gone back to something that was their normal, hoping that would give them more sense of safety or certainty perhaps, and it's not working. How frustrating must it have been to be trying what they've tried and done so many times before, and yet it's not working out. Something also that may be very familiar to us in life and in the church. Then another possibility is offered to them. A new possibility suggested by a stranger on the shore. Something slightly different to try. Maybe not that different, just the other side of the boat. But are they willing to trust that voice, that advice, that stranger? Are they willing to give something new, different, a try. What about us? Are there other possible shapes of life we need to give a go to? Are we willing to learn from what hasn't worked for the planet, for the next generations, for people who have been excluded by the way the world has worked? Are we willing to notice what doesn't work, hasn't worked, isn't working anymore, and see and hear new possibilities? And can we trust in God to lead us to try something new?
The disciple whom Jesus loved said to Peter, "It is the Lord." When Peter heard that it was the Lord, he wrapped his outer garments around him, for he had taken his clothes off, and jumped into the water. The other disciples came to shore in the boat, pulling the net full of fish. They were not very far from land, about 100 yards away.
When something new happens, when something amazing happens, the disciples between them, with helping each other, recognise God is at work. They help each other to recognise that God is at work. And Peter then responds in the way that he so often does. He goes for it. He throws himself into the water. He gets to the shore as fast as he can. The others respond in their own ways, more cautiously, more carefully, bringing the fish, bringing the boats with them. We all respond to events, to people. We all respond to God differently depending on our personalities and our experiences. And what about today? Where can we recognise God at work? Where might we glimpse something amazing? And how do we respond? Whether that's like Peter, all in with great gusto, or more carefully, step by step. How do we respond to Jesus' invitation?
When they stepped ashore, they saw a charcoal fire. There were fish on it, and some bread. Then Jesus said to them, "Bring some of the fish you have just caught." Simon Peter went aboard and dragged the net ashore full of big fish, 153 in all. Even though there were so many, still the net did not tear. Jesus said to them, "Come and eat." None of the disciples dared to ask him, "Who are you?" because they knew it was the Lord. So Jesus went over, took the bread, and gave it to them. He did the same with the fish.
Jesus says to his friends, "Come and eat." They've had a long night out in the boats. They're tired and afraid and have gone through all sorts of ups and downs. So they have practical needs, and those practical needs need met. But also Jesus offers them more. Jesus doesn't just offer them food, Jesus also uses them and their skills and their catch. He allows them to contribute to meeting those needs. He gives them a part to play. We find Jesus offering both practical care and accepting contributions of his friends. And what do we need just now? From God, from others, from the world, in the world? Do we need practical care of food and rest, perhaps sunshine or company? And what can we contribute? What is our part to play that we can to share that love and practical care in meeting our needs and others?
This then was the third time Jesus appeared to the disciples after he was raised from death.
We're told that this then is the third time Jesus, the risen Jesus, appeared to his disciples. And I find that brilliant, that Jesus keeps coming, keeps appearing to them, keeps visiting them, keeps meeting with them, eating with them, drinking with them, talking to them. He never gives up on them, because our initial reactions to things like that aren't always helpful. Our initial reactions to God aren't always helpful. And to be fair, it was a fairly massive and surprising thing that Jesus was raised from the dead. And so it's hard to grasp, but God never gives up on us. Jesus never gives up on us. He keeps offering us a chance after chance after chance to get to know him, to meet him afresh. Jesus never gives up on us.
After they had eaten, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these others do?" "Yes, Lord," he answered, "you know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Take care of my lambs." A second time Jesus said to him, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" "Yes, Lord," he answered, "you know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Take care of my sheep." A third time Jesus said, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter became sad because Jesus asked him the third time, "Do you love me?" And so he said to him, "Lord, you know everything. You know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Take care of my sheep."
Jesus asks, "Do you love me?" What do we say? How do we respond right now to that question? If Jesus asks us, "Do you love me?" And do we hear the love in that question? And do we hear the possibility and the opportunity Jesus offers in that question to give us a fresh start, to look forward in new ways, to see new possibilities, loved by Jesus and showing our love for Jesus? And do we hear a new call and invitation to contribute, to join in, to love? Because loving God is shown in loving others, in loving the world, in loving ourselves. Jesus asks us over and over again. Jesus never gives up asking us, "Do you love me?" And he never gives up offering us a chance to respond and to find new ways, new possibilities to share in Jesus' love.
I am telling you the truth. When you were young, you used to get ready and go anywhere you wanted to. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands, and someone else will tie you up and take you where you don't want to go. In saying this, Jesus was indicating the way in which Peter would die and bring glory to God. Then Jesus said to him, "Follow me." Then Jesus said to him, "Follow me."
It isn't easy following Jesus. It isn't easy being part of the church. It isn't easy living life in all its fullness. Painful times, challenging times come. Simon Peter is reminded of that by Jesus. It's not a promise of a new life with no issues in it. But it is new life with new possibilities beyond the old normal. And it's new life never ever alone, always with Jesus with us, offering us new chances, fresh starts, asking us if we love him, and always with Jesus saying day after day, time after time, come, follow me. How do we respond? How do we respond in the times of uncertainty that we're in? Are we ready to try a new normal? Whatever that is, new possibilities. Are we ready to follow Jesus, knowing that we are constantly given a new chance, a fresh start? We are forgiven and welcomed and loved and invited to join in a new adventure, or to continue an ongoing adventure, following Jesus, loved by Jesus, and sharing in that way of love. Jesus says, come, follow me. How do we respond?